If you don't know who I am, because I do see some new faces, my name is Jessica Leichtweisz, and I'm the CEO of Hope Education Services. All right, so we're going to go over 5 mock questions from ethics. All right, and I will read them out loud, especially because I know if you're watching this on YouTube, chances are you're probably multitasking, because I know that's what I did when I studied, and no worries. I love that you're using me to multitask. Also, if you are watching the recording of this, whether or not you're on here now and you're going to watch the recording later, just know I do take out any pauses. That way I'm not wasting your time. All right. Lori is a BCBA who is working with a client during early intervention. After Lori finished working with this client, her mom posted on Instagram that Lori cured her daughter's autism. Lori's friend sent her a screenshot of it. Does Lori have to do anything? A, yes, she must attempt to correct the post. B, no, since it's a past client. C, no, since they're not connected on social and this was not solicited. And D, no, Lori is not responsible for the mother's actions and the mother is not responsible to the BCBA code. I should probably say BACP code, but you get the point. All right, guys, I do see a lot of you got this correct. And I also do see a lot of confusion. And I'm really glad that we're doing this because you're very likely to see a question that kind of is not like this question, but similar to this in the fact that you are not responsible for someone's actions if you don't know about them, right? But when you become aware of them, then you are responsible to correct them. So let's just say that Natasha, and she wouldn't do this, but let's just say that Natasha saw someone put that I had cured autism, and then she just decides she's going to just submit that to the BACB board as an ethical violation, right? And then the board comes to me and says, like, really, they're going to say to Natasha, well, did you go to her first, right? They're not going to hear it before they say, did you go to her first? The BACB is not going to hold me responsible for something I don't know about, right? Because if I'm not connected to Lori's mom, or am I not connected to the mother on Facebook, which we shouldn't be really connected to our clients in social, right? Then I may not see it. But when it's brought to my awareness, I do have a responsibility to correct the action. Now, I can't force her to take it down, right? Like you can't force someone to do something. But you do want to make an effort to correct the situation according to the ethics board. If you see someone post something like this on social, and this is actually outlined in the ethics guidelines, that if we see something posted that isn't true, we need to take steps to correct it and to correct the misinformation. So this would fall under that category of correcting misinformation. All right, now we'll go to question 2. So when is a BCBA required to obtain informed consent? A, before initial implementation of assessments of behavior change interventions. B, when making substantial changes to interventions. C, when exchanging or releasing confidential information or records. And D, all of the above. All right, guys, I see a lot of really good answers. Again, I do see some confusion, which makes me so happy, not that you're confused, but that I get to come help you be unconfused. So these 3 things are copy and pasted from the ethics code. I legit copy and pasted the section of informed consent under Ford's 2.11. It'll probably move, but this is literally copy and pasted word for word from the ethics manual. You need to have informed consent in 3 situations: before you start an intervention, when you're changing an intervention, or when you're releasing confidential information. So this is just something to memorize. I would say take a screenshot, but I'm going to be sending you the slides. But make sure you memorize this. This is just something to memorize. All right, question 3. Coral is a BCBA. She's going to be BCBA soon. She's on here, who really enjoys fishing. I know Coral in real life enjoys hunting, but like working back to be a pescatarian. So we weren't going to talk about hunting today, so we're going to talk about fishing. Coral's a BCBA who really enjoys fishing. She wants to volunteer teaching kids with autism how to fish. Is this okay? A, no, fishing is not behavioral in nature. B, yes, as long as she does not claim to be providing behavior analytic services. C, yes, but she is required to use research interventions for teaching. And D, no, she is working in the field of autism and she is likely to encounter students she is supervising, creating a dual relationship. All right, guys, I got A, I got B, I got C, and I got D. So here the answer, guys, is that yes, you can do other things as a behavior analyst, right? Just because you became a behavior analyst does not mean that you signed your life away. You did not sell your soul to the BACB. It may feel like it going through this process of sitting for your exam, but you do in fact still own control of your life. And as long as you're not claiming to be providing behavior analytic services, you can do something else. Now, you do need to actually kind of disclaim that you're not. So for example, like I had previously used the example that, I one day would love to be able to teach yoga because I love yoga. I practice yoga every day and I'm not in that phase of my life right now, but I would love to teach yoga to kids because I'm really passionate about it. And yoga is not behavior analytic. So the fact that I'm a BCBA, that doesn't prohibit me from following my passion of teaching yoga, but I would have to say, yes, I'm a BCBA, but this is not a behavioral intervention. I'm not functioning as a BCBA right now. So you can certainly provide services, or you can work as something else. And here's the other example. How many people know, and just put yes in the chat, if you know someone who's an OT and a BCBA, or someone who's a speech therapist and a BCBA, right? Yeah, and Natasha's raising her hand. And they have multiple roles. Or how many people are teachers in their everyday life, and then they do ABA work after school, right? It's not like they have to quit their teaching job once they become a BCBA if they're working in a different type of setting, a general classroom or even a floor-time room or whatever it is. All right, guys, I cannot stress the importance of this. Obviously I can't give you exam questions, right? That's against the ethics code, but I saw multiple questions on my exam alluding to the fact that if someone is an adult and they have the ability to make consent, they can make their own choices, right? Which we know can't always. We know that sometimes adults have a guardianship or they have someone who, it's called something different in every state, right? Someone who's making decisions on their behalf, but an adult has the right to engage in a behavior, even if it may not seem like it is a productive behavior. That is something to know for your exam. It's very likely you're going to see a question that is asking you about that topic. And again, I'm not giving you any specific questions, but you're going to likely encounter an adult wanting to do something. And it's saying, does the adult have the right to do that? Now, what matters here is that they're above the legal age in which they can engage in this. If I would have said here, Susan's 19, well, then it's not legal to buy alcohol, right? In the United States at 21. But as long as the person's of age, which is usually 18, alcohol is a tricky one because that's 21, right? But as long as the person's a legal adult and they have the legal capacity to make their own decisions, we can't prevent them from doing something just because we don't like their decisions. There are the only exceptions to that. There's two, right, exceptions to that. And that is if they're going to cause grave physical harm to themselves or others, right? Like if it said that we wanted to teach Susan how to shoot a gun because she wanted to reenact whatever video game has guns in it. I don't even really know. But then obviously we would not teach that to her, right? She doesn't have that authority to do that. That's illegal. So that's posing danger to someone. But as long as she's not posing danger to someone, we can't stop her from doing something that adults have the legal right to enjoy.